Namaste. When there is an elderly person in the house, sometimes there is no big problem if the person is a very positive person, if the person is a very loving person, if the person treats everyone very well, behaves very well with everybody, then there is no problem. But sometimes, as a person ages, they may become very negative. They may start throwing out their negativity on others. They may become a very angry person. It happens many times. It is just their own inability. Sometimes it could be health problems. Sometimes it is just that their own memories about their own life may not be so good, and they don't want to live with those memories. They don't want to let go of the past. So because of all the confusions within them, they become a very negative person. This has happened with many people, and I have come across so many cases where our alpha siddhas used to come and ask me, what do we do when somebody is like this? And since the person is a very elderly person, it's very difficult to go and tell them that what you're doing is not right. But for us to tolerate this continuously also becomes very difficult. So how do we handle this? This is a question which comes up very often to me, and this video will throw some light on what you can do. There may be many ways to handle them, but this one way is something which worked for many people. That is why I thought I will share it in this video with you. Once, and I will do this with an example, many years back, there was a gentleman who was about 45 years old, I would say. He came to meet me for a counseling session. He had already done our first class, that is the Alpha Meditation basic class, and he was practicing. So that's why he came to see me. He said, he told me about his background, that he was in a very good company with a very good job. He had 2 children, grown-up children. They were going to school, and his wife was at home, and he has an elderly mother. And he started off by telling me, my mind is so stressed, I can't explain to you. I'm finding it so difficult to go through each day. Every day is becoming a big burden. Then I asked him whether he had a problem in the office. He said, no, my job is very good. I'm very happy with my job. And then I said, do you have a problem with your marriage, your wife? He said, no, my wife is a very tolerant, very good person. She takes care of us so well. It's not with her. Then I asked him, then what is creating the stress? Then he was hesitating so much to say this, but finally he had to say it. Then he said, Guruji, it is my mother. I asked him, what is wrong with your mother? He said, she is a very elderly person, and she sits there just in front of the house. There is a cement bench, and she's all the time sitting there. And he said, continuously she speaks very bad words, very bad language. She keeps on scolding us, one after the other. I don't know how she comes up with something, but she keeps on throwing out these bad words and, curses. So he said, everyone in the house, all 4 of us, are terribly scared what she's going to say next. And he said, every morning when I leave the house to go to office, she utters some kind of words like this. I mean, you don't know whether she meant those words for me or for somebody else, but then when you hear these words, you cringe. And he said, every evening when I come back home also, she's again blasting out these words. And the children are also cringing every time they go to school and they come back in the evening. And he said, at least I have some respite, because 8 to 10 hours I go away from home. I go for work. And children also have some respite because they go to their school and come back. But he said, it is my wife who's all the time there in the house, 24/7. She's caught with this. And sometimes he says she doesn't complain every day, but there are days when she's unable to bear it. So those are the days when she tells me that I cooked everything so well today. All of you ate and you said it's very good. But when your mother ate in the afternoon, she came out with such bad language. She scolded me so much. She said, sincerely, tears came to my eyes and I was not able to bear it. It's very difficult to put up with this day after day after day. So he said, I don't blame my wife, because even I'm finding it very difficult to put up with this. And how do we bring this to an end? How do we make her understand that what she's doing is very bad for us? And that is the catch here. When it is an elderly person in the house and they are doing something like this, everyone knows it's not the right thing to do, but who will go and tell her? Who can go and tell her? And even if somebody goes and tries to talk to her about it, she may spew out even more bad words, even more curses. So everyone is scared to go and talk to her. That was the situation. Then I reminded this gentleman, I said, see, you have done our basic level class, alpha meditation class, and you have learned there, I have taught there how to use colors, shower colors on a person, visualize mentally and shower colors on a person. White color is something which makes a person calm. Pink color, which is a color which makes a person feel love. So at least these two colors, keep on showering on her and talk to her subconscious mind. When you meditate, tell her that, see, we don't want to listen to these bad words from you, we want to listen to blessings. You are in a position where you can bless us all every day, and that will make our lives much better. So all this you cannot go and tell her directly, but you can definitely talk to her in your meditation. You can shower colors on her. Keep doing it. She may not change in one day, because people like this, they have their own ego, so they will not change instantly, but keep on doing it every day, at least once every day. And I said, let me know after a month or so, let us see what happens. And then he said, yes, I will do it every day. And he went back, and he must have met me after 2 months. Then he said, Guruji, I started doing this every day. Of course, it took a little time, but it was only after 2-3 days that I could see some small change. But today it has come a long way. And he said, today she's still sitting there on that bench, cement bench in front of the house. But today she doesn't speak anything. She doesn't speak anything at all. And he said, sincerely, even my children are surprised, and they started asking me, Appa, what happened? Why Pati is not speaking anything nowadays? She's not cursing us, she's not scolding us. Suddenly she has changed so much. And my wife, he said, my wife is so happy now. She says, nowadays she doesn't speak anything, she doesn't say a word. But some days after eating, she just, shrugs her hand like that, as if she didn't like the food. But that's it. That's the only thing she does. She doesn't say anything. So the wife said, I'm so much more peaceful, but still that fear is there that she might say something, but she doesn't say anything nowadays. And this gentleman also said, I am also noticing that she's simply sitting there quietly. I won't say she's become a very happy person, because looking at her face, we know she's still not a very happy person or a contented person. But at least she doesn't spew out all these words, and we are all a little bit definitely peaceful and happy for that. So this is something which anybody can try. And when there is an elderly person like this in the house with these kind of bad habits of cursing people or speaking bad words, it's very difficult for anyone to go and talk to them. It's very difficult for anyone to go and tell them that what you're doing is wrong and you have to change. They may not like it at all. They may become even more negative. So that is, if this kind of a situation is there in your house, then what you can do is meditate, go into the alpha level if you can. That will be even better. And shower colors on that person, at least white and pink. White can dissolve their anger and negativity. Pink can make them feel a lot of love. And then talk to that person's subconscious mind also. Just keep doing it every day, and slowly you will see the changes happening. So that's the best way to deal with elderly people. If you need to bring about some positive changes in them, try this method and let me know what you saw.